Good afternoon to all. On behalf of management of St. Joseph Engineering College and the Culture and Media Group SJEC, I extend a warm and hearty welcome to each one of you to the webinar on Zeal of Life, Key to Happiness and Success. We are fortunate to have with us today's speaker, Dr. S.M. Shivaprakash Shah, who is serving as adjunct professor at Bihar Animal Science University, Patna. Sir has obtained BFSc and MFSc degrees from College of Fisheries, Mangalore in the year 1980 and 1983 respectively, and PhD from Mangalore University, Mangaluru in the year 2002. He has received Young Scientist Award and Interlab Ambala Gold Medal by Indian Academy of Ethology in the year 1986. He has been awarded with the Best Research Project Presentation Award ICAR CIFRI Kolkata in the year 2002. He is a university gold medalist in Youth Festival for Mono Acting in the year 1981. He has served as Secretary of Association of British Scholars, Mangalore chapter. He was the principal investigator of a RKBY project on creating awareness among coastal fisher folk of Karnataka to observe FAO's Code of Conduct for Responsible Fisheries. Presently, he is serving as member of Board of Management at Tamil Nadu Fisheries University, Chennai. He has published several books in fisheries science and farming literature. During his leisure, he enjoys composing poetry, portrait sketching, stage acting. It is indeed a great honor for us to have you as a speaker for today's webinar. On behalf of St. Joseph Engineering College, I extend a warm and hearty welcome to you, sir. Without any further ado, I request you to deliver the session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon to everybody. May I start?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
मेहरबानो, कदरदानो, दोस्तों, यारो, अरे खेल देखो खेल। One, two, three, yup. दुनिया में रहना है तो काम कर प्यारे, हाथ जोड़ सबको सलाम कर प्यारे। दुनिया में रहना है तो काम कर प्यारे, हाथ जोड़ सबको सलाम कर प्यारे, वरना ये दुनिया जीने नहीं देगी, खाने नहीं देगी, पीने नहीं देगी। खेल को ये नया शुभ शाम करो प्यारे। दुनिया में रहना है तो काम करो प्यारे, हाथ जोड़ सबको सलाम कर प्यारे, वरना ये दुनिया जीने नहीं देगी, खाने नहीं देगी, पीने नहीं देगी। खेल को या नया शुभ शाम करो प्यारे, दुनिया में रहना है तो काम करो प्यारे। पैसे बिना दुनिया में रोटी नहीं मिलती, रोटी नहीं मिलती, लंगोटी नहीं मिलती। पैसे बिना दुनिया में रोटी नहीं मिलती, रोटी नहीं मिलती, लंगोटी नहीं मिलती। नाम अपना बदनाम करो प्यारे, हाथ जोड़ सबको सलाम कर प्यारे, दुनिया में रहना है तो काम कर प्यारे। Good afternoon, everybody. Friends, Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Friends, I am privileged to make a presentation in front of you on Zeal for Life, Key to Happiness and Success. Thanks to St. Joseph Engineering College, Mangalore, for having provided me this opportunity. At the outset, I just would like to tell you, why did I sing that song? The moral, the carry home message in that song is so appealing and heart touching. If you have to survive in this world, you have to work hard, my friend. So this is the message in the song. Only through our actions, there can be happiness. Our action may not bring happiness, but there will be no happiness without action, says William James. When he goes on further to say, I don't sing because I am happy because I sing. That means it's only our action that will make us happy. This is the basic doctrine of happiness philosophy. At this moment of time, I am reminded of a Sanskrit shloka which says, Ashvashya bhushanam vego mattam shadgaja bhushanam chaturyam bhushanam naryaha udyogo narabhushanam. That means for horses, it is the speed that is bhushana. For elephants, it is that mother that is bhushana. Similarly, for a woman, it is that chaturate, cleverness or smartness that is bhushana. Likewise, for a man, it is work, it is job that is bhushana. Why did I say this? Because I'm addressing large number of students. I would like to drive home the point that we should turn out to be very useful citizens for our country. In that direction, we need to absorb certain traits and qualities of human beings so that our conduct and our future will be bright. Well-known Sri Siddheshwara Swami of Bijapur, he has given a call in his sermon. He says, Parama Shanti, Parama Santosha Mattu Parama Shanti ಇವೆರಡು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರ ಜೀವನದ ಪರಮ ಗುರಿಗಳಾಗಿರಬೇಕು. Supreme bliss and supreme peace should be our supreme goals in our life. You can imagine supreme happiness and supreme peace. If we can acquire these two in life, we have acquired everything. That is the message at the outset I just would like to highlight. You know, happiness comes from action. And in our life, we come across peoples of different kind. You know, great Greek philosopher Socrates, he was very ugly to look at, but what a beautiful life he led. His thoughts were all noble. His wife, Xantippe, was extremely beautiful. Someone asked Xantippe, you are so beautiful. How come you married Socrates, who looks so ugly? Xantippe replies, when I got to marry him, I did not look at his appearance. I looked at his beautiful life. So friends, it is that beautiful life is what we should focus our attention to. Well, now I have given you a flow chart here on the screen. Hope you are able to see this. You know, the basic ingredient for success in our life is enthusiasm, zeal for life, justful heart to learn and to absorb all the goodness in the world. So from enthusiasm, you will develop passion to work. So you will begin to love your work. And once you start loving your work, you begin to enjoy doing your work. That is the action. And then it leads to happiness. Naturally, when you enjoy your job, when you enjoy the work you do, that results in happiness, and that is nothing but contentment, satisfaction, contentment. Then that leads to, with that happy frame of mind, when we work, it has to result in success. This is my proposition. This morning, I chalked out this flow chart. Then our life will become beautiful. Friends, so being enthusiastic in life is a prerequisite not only to make life successful, but also beautiful. Friends, take a look at this picture. Nobody will prepare the throne for you to sit on it. You have to earn that throne. You have to build your own throne. A throne doesn't come by birth. You have to build it. So the picture says, it's all in your hands. How you build your personality, that molds your future, that decides your future. Then friends, I would like to go back to the times of eons of times ago. At that time, only fishes existed. As you know, during evolution, it is fishes that took birth 50 crore years back. Just give me 1 minute. Sorry. So fishes existed 50 crore years back, whereas man, Homo sapiens, emerged in the scene during evolution very recently, barely 20 lakh years ago, 2 million years ago. But today, man is the master of biosphere. He can kill an elephant with a single bullet shot. Where is man? Where is elephant? Let him do WWF with elephant and win? No, he would never take that risk, because he knows if he tried, he would be crushed to death by the elephant. So he uses his intelligence and kills the elephant with a single bullet shot. Friends, this gift of intelligence to man has enabled him to be the master. Just make a comparison. During Stone Age, man lived like an animal, wild animal. There was no difference between wild animals and this man. But there was one glaring difference. That difference is nothing but enthusiasm. Because of that enthusiasm, intelligence evolved in man, and he invented bow and arrow, angling for fish, and that way he began to rule this world. Today, man is a blessed one, blessed creature on earth. Friends, what is happiness? Let us just try to dwell into this. Man's primary aim in life is to discover happiness. Ask anybody, what do you want in life? Definitely, most of them will say happiness. Lord Sri Krishna in Gita, he goes on to define what is happiness. Santosha andre yenu. Sri Krishna ಗೀತದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಸಂತೋಷ ಬಹುಶಃ ಅದು ಜಗತ್ತಿನ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಅಪರೂಪವಾದ ಆಸ್ತಿ. ಅದು ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಗಳಿಸಬಹುದು, ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯವನ್ನ, ಆಧಿಪತ್ಯವನ್ನ, ಆದ್ಯತೆಯನ್ನ, ಅಧಿಕಾರವನ್ನ, ಧೀಮಂತಿಕೆಯನ್ನ, ಪ್ರಖ್ಯಾತಿಯನ್ನ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಗಳಿಸಬಹುದು. ಆದರೆ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗೆ ಅಪರೂಪವಾದ ಸಂತೋಷವನ್ನ ಗಳಿಸೋದು, ಉಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಬಹಳ ಕಷ್ಟ ಇದೆ ಭೀಷ್ಮ. ಸಂತೋಷ, ಸಕಲ ಧರ್ಮಗಳ, ಸಕಲ ತತ್ವಜ್ಞಾನಗಳ, ಸಕಲ ಮಾನವ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಗಳ ಚರಮ ಫಲವಾಗಿದೆ. ಯಾರು ಅಂತಹ ಸಂತೋಷವನ್ನು ಗಳಿಸ್ತಾರೋ ಅಂಥವರ ಜೀವನ ಸಾರ್ಥಕವಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಜೀವನವನ್ನ ಸರಸಮಯವಾಗಿಯೂ ಮತ್ತು ಗಂಭೀರವಾಗಿಯೂ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಲೈಫ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಎ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಒನ್. ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, in this quote of Sri Krishna in the Gita about happiness, all that he says is, whether he is a millionaire or a great scholar or a king himself, it is not easy to acquire happiness and to retain happiness. It calls for wisdom and good conduct in life. You have to have a balance between happiness and your life conduct. Friends, having said this, I just would like to dwell into man's ability to make his life wonderful, joyful, full of happiness. It all happened because of the gift of intelligence, as I said. He invented fire, wheel, computers, and of late mobile. You know how mobile has revolutionized, how computers have revolutionized lifestyle in the world today. What next? Only time will tell. Okay, at this juncture, I would like to highlight certain traits that every one of us should possess. Not just students alone, each one of us, every citizen should possess these basic 5 traits. ಈ 5 ಗುಣಧರ್ಮಗಳು ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಂತೋಷ, ಸಂತೃಪ್ತಿ, ಕೃತಜ್ಞತೆ, ಚುರುಕುತನ ಮತ್ತೆ ಉತ್ಸಾಹ. ಹ್ಯಾಪಿನೆಸ್, ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಗ್ರಾಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್, ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎಂಥೂಸಿಯಾಸಮ್. As long as you possess these 5 traits, you can achieve anything in life. But just imagine, out of these 5, if one trait is missing, let us say gratitude. If you are not grateful to those who have helped you, if you are not respectful and grateful to the teachers who have taught you, the entire energy you possess goes in the drain. It's a total waste. So we have to inculcate, imbibe these prime 5 traits of human beings. That is happiness, contentment, gratitude, activeness, and enthusiasm. Okay, what is happiness? Mahatma Gandhiji, he has understood happiness in a wonderful way. Mahatma Gandhiji says, what is happiness? Happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do, as long as all these 3 are in harmony, there exists happiness. So happiness can also be said as a mental state of well-being characterized by positive emotions ranging from contentment to intense joy. Just take a look at a 6-year-old child will be so happy while it is in the swing in the garden park. When the child is in the swing, the child is enjoying, it is so happy. But the child's grandmother sitting on the bench in the park, by looking at the grandchild on the swing, grandmother is happy. So happiness is a relative term. Okay, now I would like to highlight another very important aspect of our life if we need to succeed. You know, roti, kapda or makan, food, water, and oxygen. We all know without these things, we can't live in the society, on this earth. Similarly, self-confidence, perseverance, and hard work. I believe these 3 are basic to our success. We have to practice all these basic traits: self-confidence, perseverance, and hard work. I just would like to give live examples. First one, self-confidence. I read in Swami Vivekananda's literature what Swami Vivekananda has expressed. You know, after Swami Vivekananda returned to India from his famous tour of Europe and America, someone asked Swamiji, Swamiji, what did you learn from the West? Swamis, I saw in the national hearts of Europe and America themselves. An English boy will, man, I can do thing. An American boy will tell you, I am an American man. European boy. Will any of our not even be words on the that our Indian youth have demonstrated to the world that they are number one in going to technology. Right now, Obama, the then US president, used to look at Indian children. They are so serious. You children, I love it. Waste you are playing video games on computers, internet. You have words of that US Indian children. So today we have to live up to the expectations of great leaders like Swami Vivekananda, who anticipated towards that in that direction. Was in 9th or 10th standard, SSLC, I think. This boy had one hobby of collecting autographs from famous personalities. So he suddenly developed interest to get autograph from the Prime Minister of India. So he wrote a letter to the Prime Minister of India. Your Excellency, I have the hobby of collecting autographs from famous personalities and VIPs. I request you to kindly affix your autograph and send it back to me. Officials in the PM office, they read the letter, they laughed at it, and then they tore it and put it into the dustbin. Even after 20 days, when no reply was received, this boy was very disappointed. And he wrote one more letter to the Prime Minister. Your Excellency, I am so and so, so and so. Kindly affix your autograph and send it back to me. This time also PM office staff read the letter, tore it and put it into the dustbin. Having not heard any reply from PM office, this boy from Dharwad, continuously he wrote 6 times, I believe. When they received the 6th letter, they thought this boy is very serious. We should bring this letter to the notice of Prime Minister. So they took the letter to the Prime Minister. At that time, Mr. Morarji Desai was the Prime Minister. After seeing the letter, Prime Minister asked his staff to take down, send him a reply. Hello, Mr. So-and-so, I'm happy that you have a very good hobby of collecting autographs, but I give autographs only to those who wear khadi. The reply went back to the student. The student in Dharwad, having read that letter, he was so disappointed. He did not give up. He writes back to the Prime Minister, Your Excellency, which India you are referring to, Your Excellency? If I am wearing terracotta pant and terracotta shirt, I feel proud that my country has advanced into a modern India. Which country you are referring to, Your Excellency? Having read that reply from the boy, our Prime Minister Morarji Desai was very pleased. He beamed a big smile and he affixed his autograph and sent it back, it seems. So this boy, incidentally, is none other than my brother, Dr. S.M. Shiva Prasad, who is the director of Karnataka State Higher Education Academy at Dharwad today. Why did I give this example? Because look at the perseverance demonstrated by this, my brother. Likewise, we have to be perseverance. We have to apply perseverance in all our efforts to see the success. Okay, and then let me come to the hard work part. It is immodesty on my part to give an example, my own example. Kindly bear with me. You know, having undergone higher studies in UK, after I returned to Mangalore Fisheries College, we came to know that British High Commission had formed All India Association of British Scholars, and they enrolled all of us, whoever went to UK and returned. They formed a association of British scholars, and in Mangalore it started in 2000 and it is working quite fairly well. Only because of lockdown, activities have come down. When I was chosen as secretary of this Association of British Scholars for Mangalore chapter in 2002, I served for 2 terms as secretary. We organized series of social welfare programs like impact of plastic on fisheries, women-friendly technologies, all kinds of technologies. We conducted workshops on education for teachers, and our duties as Indian citizens. We conducted series of about 8,000 high school students we could reach out to, and British High Commissioner himself had come down to Mangalore to inaugurate, to launch that movement. So we worked with such zeal. In a year, we used to organize 15 to 18 programs. British High Commission recognized the work of Association of British Scholars of Mangalore chapter, and they sent, the director himself came down to Mangalore in one of the functions. She handed over 65,000 rupees check to our association. You organize more and more programs. And then one fine day, I received a letter of invitation and air ticket by the British High Commissioner from New Delhi. There he said they had invited 100 people for the luncheon with Prince Charles. Prince Charles was to visit India, and they had sent out invitation to secretary and also our president, Dr. K.C. Sheth. Unfortunately, he is no more. We both went to New Delhi and we had hearty conversation with Prince Charles. This was something I never imagined. Friends, all I would like to say is that you keep on doing good work. Society, somewhere, somebody will recognize that you need not be worried about. Do your duty and work to your heart's content. As long as you are just full in your heart, in the work, responsibility you take, simply do your job, leave it to the rest. Fortune somewhere will await for you. So having said this, I quickly move on to, now I would like to dwell into the issues of key to happiness. How do we acquire happiness? What are the keys? First and foremost is healthy mind in a healthy body. Friends, we have to build a strong body. Swami Vivekananda had given a call to the nation. I want men with muscles of iron and nerves of steel, in which dwells the stuff that is made out of thunderbolt. Just imagine his expectation. 100 years back, there was so much dirt and filth all around the country. There was no hygiene at all. People were not having that sense in their minds. And as a result, a lot of communicable diseases were there. At that time, Swami Vivekananda gave the call to the youth. You have to be strong. You do physical exercises, be strong. then you will have very sound health. And from sound health, you can think noble, in nobler way. So today, our Prime Minister also has out similar calls, fitness challenge. What a way he is simple with one challenge, fitness challenge, numerous lakhs and lakhs of youth, and even we developed interest in keeping ourselves physically fit. So that is the foremost important thing we need to do. I myself took so much interest in bodybuilding, best physique in our college days. In 1978 and 1979, I held the title of Mr. Fisheries College. That all happened because I was inspired with Swami Vivekananda's quote. I hope the quote I repeated of Swami Vivekananda's might inspire youth today. Second point, friends, feel good about yourself, your talent, your attitude. Here again, Swami Vivekananda has said, your talents or your strength. What a way to infuse confidence. Whatever talent you have to nurture that. That's the important thing. So your talents or your strength. So that we must pay attention to, and you should feel good with whatever talent you have. And then be satisfied and appreciate what you have. You don't have to compare with the rich boy and with yourself. You know, you feel comfortable with whatever your parents are able to provide to you. Be satisfied and appreciate what you have. And then fourth point, good sense of humor, my friends. Gandhiji had said, if I had no good sense of humor, I would have committed suicide long back. Mahatma Gandhiji has said. So having a good sense of humor is very good. These days, we have Kapil Sharma shows on TV. What a way he keeps everyone in the humorous mood. You know, he elevates the mood of everyone, even those who are depressed. If they sit before Kapil Sharma show, they regain strength and they face the challenges. So good sense of humor, I tell you friends, is very important. And then hobbies. Yes, you have to have hobbies. I tell you, if you do not have hobbies, life will be boring. Life will be boring. So you either singing or painting or acting or sports, dance, in whatever way you are debating in any of these, cultural activities, once you develop interest, you develop it as a hobby. Most importantly, reading is a wonderful hobby, which is a rarity these days because of our mobiles. We have lost the touch of reading the books. I read somewhere that we should read at least 100 good quality books, worthy to read. 100 books at least we should read before we die. I am really at loss. I may have read hardly 12 books. When will I read remaining 90 books? I am really worried. So I advise our students to initiate reading good books right from today, so that you might surpass 100 books in your life. Okay, friends. And then very important thing for you to be happy, if you want to be happy, is to have good friends. You should always be in the company of good friends. It is those good friends will understand your talent and they will encourage you and they will help you. Mahatma Gandhiji had said, ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಸ್ನೇಹ ಪ್ರಜ್ವಲಿಸುವ ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಇದ್ದಂತೆ, ಅದು ಕತ್ತಲಲ್ಲಿ ದಾರಿ ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಕಷ್ಟ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ನೆರವು ನೀಡುತ್ತದೆ. Friendship is just like bright lamp. It shows light in darkness and comes to our rescue during times of crisis. It is only those friends who will come to our rescue when we are in distress. Unfortunately, Sushant could not be saved by his friends. Say, what a tragedy that happened. Never such repetition should happen. If anyone goes into depression, kindly, you should be in touch with your good friends. If you are in the company of good friends, there will be no scope for any depression, friends. Then I would like to go into the next point, seventh point, creativity. You have to be creative. Whatever ideas that comes to your mind, you should apply that and try to find out solution. So creativity is a must, which we find especially among the youth. You know, in engineering colleges, I have seen they come out with innovative models, technologies that helps the society, right? Starting from the dispersal of our sanitizers, we come across so many innovations in life we come across. So creativity is very important. I, I remember, I just would like to share with you. In 1991, we purchased the color TV for our house in Mangalore. When I went to the showroom, he asked, "Do you want remote control?" I said, "No, only Doordarshan channel comes on the TV. I don't need only one channel, don't need." So we brought the color TV in the house, and then we were happily watching Doordarshan programs. One fine day, all of a sudden, cable TV came and 30 channels were on our screen. So every time we had to walk 10 feet and then press the button to change the channel. So at that moment, the necessity for a remote control was felt. But I wanted to develop my own remote control. I didn't want to buy a electronic ready-made remote control. So I gave a deep thought to it, and I must have taken 1 hour or half an hour. I came up with an idea. Remote control started working. You believe it or not, I spent only 5 rupees at that time in 1991. One fine day, door to door selling, one boy came, remote control, protection cover, like. Then I told him, no, our remote control, it doesn't fit into yours. No, sir, any shape, this protection cover will fit into that, sir. I said, no, not our remote control. No, sir, show me, sir. I will show you how to use that. Okay, come inside. He came inside our house. He saw my remote control. You know what he said? Sir, I have toured all the 30 districts in Karnataka state, but I have never come across such an excellent remote control. Yours is the best remote control, sir. He gave certification. Friends, what did I do? You must be very curious to know. All that I did was, I took a ball pen, I took small nail, half-inch nail, and then one wooden strip, just like scale, we have wooden strip. I kept the wooden strip below the TV set, and this nail I tied at the edge of the table. I fixed the nail, and I took the ball pen, removed the cap and the inside that lid, it one, and then I asked my wife to give her ribbon. What is that? Rubber. That rubber, it has a torsion, no? So I tied in the middle of the ball pen, So this is the ball pen. This one, I tied in the middle. I fixed that rubber band, and then I fixed this to the nail. And then I tied a black thread at the bottom of the ball pen, and I sat 15 feet away, and I started pulling the thread, and this started changing the channels. And you pull this side, volume increase, come this side, volume decrease. Channels positive, channels negative side, volume increase, volume decrease. All the 4 functions were successful. So if we apply our mind, we can come out with some solution. So this is what my personal experience, I just wanted to share with you. And then friends, the most important thing is helping others. We need to help others. If you help others, definitely the person will fall for you in his life to repay that out of love. So we have to help others, those who are in distress. In this, I am reminded of a wonderful anecdote. You know, we all know Bertrand Russell, the famous American philosopher who lived some 100 years back, and he lived for 100 years. This Bertrand Russell, one day he was walking on the streets of New York. He happened to meet one of his cheddi dost, Robert. As soon as he saw Robert, Bertrand Russell could recognize him. Even Robert could recognize him. Bertrand Russell, oh my friend, I am meeting you after 30-40 years. Oh, wonderful to meet you. I feel proud that my classmate is a world famous philosopher. How are you? How are you? So they exchanged pleasantries. And then this Robert asked Bertrand Russell, Dost, my dear friend, can you please help me? What? I am in financial penury. I have lost everything. Can you please advance me $50? That will do a lot of good. I can come out of the crisis. So after hearing the request from his cheddi dost, our Bertrand Russell gave a deep thought to it. And he comes out with a reply. Okay, Robert, I will give you $50, but under one condition, that you should not give it back to me. You should give it to someone who is in similar distress and trouble. And you should put the same condition to that person, that he should not give it back to you. He should hand over to someone else in similar problem. Like this $50 should change hands from one hand to the other. It should keep passing from one hand to the other. Upon hearing this, oh, he was very happy. And then he gave him $50, and then his friend went. That evening, our Bertrand Russell goes to his very close friend, Henry Burton, that time very famous poet. He went and told him what happened in the morning. Oh, what a noble thought has flashed to you. Having said that, he was so happy to hear that that kind of idea flashed to him. He instantly composes a poem. Henry Burton's poem goes like this. Have you had your kindness shown? Pass it on, pass it on. It is not given for thee alone. Pass it on, pass it on. Let it travel down the years. Let it wipe another's tears. Pass it on, pass it on. Did you hear the loving word? Like the singing of a bird. Pass it on, pass it on. Friends, this way, I'm sure that $50 must be changing hands even today. So we should learn from noble thoughts of these great philosophers and try to imbibe in whatever manner we can in helping others. Okay, friends, I'll come back to enthusiasm. What is enthusiasm? That is the base for our happiness. You know, if we have plans to execute good work, the whole world will be by your side, said Gautam Buddha. ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಲೆತ್ನಿಪವನಿಗೆ ವಿಶ್ವವೇ ನೆರವಾಗಿ ನಿಲ್ಲುವುದು ಅಲ್ಪನು ತಾನೇ ಹಿರಿದಾಗುವನು. If you have that noble thought, good deed in your mind, the whole world will conspire in helping you. So said Buddha, and it is a fact, friends. Secret of happiness. Secret of happiness is defined by Bertrand Russell, very interesting way. What he says, you know, the secret of happiness is this. Let your interests be as wide as possible, and let your reactions to the situations and persons that interest you be as far as possible friendly rather than hostile. What a way he has explained. If you maintain cordial relationship, friendly relationship as far as possible, you have to lose temper one time or the other when situation demands. We all are humans, but by and large, we should never develop hostile attitude. maintain friendly attitude, happiness will automatically befall at your feet. That's what Bertrand Russell's formula. And then, best way to increase happiness is to increase the happiness of others. They say, if you share your happiness with others, it doubles. Similarly, if you share your sorrow with others, it will half. The suffering will come down by half, it seems. So sharing is very important. Swami Vivekananda has said, they alone live who live for others. The rest are more dead than alive. What a stern way Swami Vivekananda has made a statement. They alone live who live for others. The rest are more dead than alive. Okay, friends. This is one problem we see in the society. See, all of us need these three things: happiness, freedom, and peace of mind. Who doesn't want? Everybody wants. But the irony of the fact is that you can't have them unless you give them to others. Nature has a law, it has its own rule. You can't have happiness unless you share with others. Similarly, freedom also. No. Only I would like to have freedom. I won't let you enjoy freedom. You will not have freedom. That is not freedom at all. So, and peace of mind also. Just imagine if you are troublesome to your neighbor, if you always hate your neighbor and cause lot of agony to him, can you be at peace of mind? Never. So, give peace of mind to your neighbors, you will also be at peace of mind. These are, of course, basic doctrines of societal norm. Well, friends, now I would like to enlighten you. I'm sorry. I would like to entertain you. There is nothing to enlighten because we all are Indians. By birth, in our genes, we have the happiness trait. In our genes, it is there. Indians are, whatever be their condition, however poor the person is, all Indians, they are happy. They live happily with whatever income they have. That's why our country is looked up to by the whole world, looked at by the whole world with astonishment. I just would like to give you the description of the wonderful diversity we have in our country. We all know that, of course. 29 states, 9 union territories, 2,116 languages, 4,600 castes, 6 religions, 6 ethnic groups, 600 tribes, 29 festivals, 6,44,000 villages, 140 crores of people, and one nation, India. This is the hallmark of our nation, unity in diversity. No wonder the whole world is looking at India as a guru. So we are living with 4,600 castes. Here and there, minor skirmishes will be happening. You can't help that. But the core spirit of all Indians, that we are Indians, is very strong. That's why India is very strong country, bold spiritually and in all respects. Not only that, my friends, every state in our country is unique. Why do I say these things in this webinar? Because we know, might have read, but when you get to hear the kind of diversity we have, you feel so happy. I assure you, just listen to my next description of our country. Friends, every state in our country is unique. For instance, West Bengal for writing, Punjab for fighting, Andhra Pradesh for hard working, Kerala for learning, Nagaland for hills, Maharashtra for mills, Manipur for dance, Odisha for glance, Assam for tea, Karnataka for IT, Goa for beaches, Himachal Pradesh for spices, Bombay for beauty, Delhi for majesty, Gujarat for wealth, Madhya Pradesh for health, Rajasthan for costumes, UP for poems, Lakshadweep for hospitality, Andaman and Nicobar for scenic beauty, Jharkhand for mines, Pondicherry for wines, Kashmir for looking, Chennai for cooking. Friends, this is the speciality of our country. Every state has uniqueness that makes our country and all Indians feel proud. You know, friends, I would like to share with you, being an Indian, what was my experience when I went abroad. You know, I had the good fortune of undergoing 1 year PG diploma in fisheries management at Bergen University in Norway in 1987. When I was in Norway, after orientation, we were at Oslo capital. We were sent to our respective universities. I was journeying in the train. When I was seated in the railway compartment, one Norwegian university student got inside and sat in front of me. He had brought very big music set on his shoulder and he was busy listening to the music. All of a sudden, he wanted to talk to me. He took out the earphones and kept the music set aside and he asked me, "Are you from Pakistan?" "No, I am from India." "India? Will you please tell me something about Gandhiji?" He pleaded with me. Oh my God. I had just then seen Richard Attenborough's Gandhi movie 2 times. I remembered everything. 1.5 hours I took class for him. I explained in detail Mahatma Gandhiji's, freedom struggle for the freedom, non-violence, truthfulness, the Dandi March, everything I explained. And his station came when he was about to get down from the compartment. He took out his purse and removed 40 kroner currency note and he came to keep it in my pocket. I said, no, I don't want. That boy said, no, this is a small gift from me to the man from the land of Mahatma Gandhiji. I had tears in my eyes. Who am I in Norway? I am nobody. Nobody knows me. In spite of that, I received felicitation. I was honored with this 40 kroner just because of Mahatma Gandhiji, my friends. Because of Gandhiji, we are enjoying the freedom. We are also enjoying the freedom to destroy our own property. We don't have common sense that our own property we should safeguard. We have lost senses. Lot of problems are there in our society. Always think of Gandhiji. All problems should get solved. Okay, sorry, I became emotional. Okay, friends, that's the beauty of being Indian, I tell you. Mahatma Gandhiji, no wonder he had said, India is to me the dearest country in the world. India is to me the dearest country in the world, not because it is my country, but because I have discovered the greatest goodness in it. What a way, what a way. What is that goodness that Mahatma Gandhiji could see on this land that we are not able to? Friends, it is time for introspection. We all should introspect. All the present day youth, every Indian citizen should question that. I feel, why did Gandhi say this? Maybe, perhaps, because of the love and respect we show to our parents, the respect and regards we show to our teachers, and with utmost affection, we bring up our children, provide them education, find employment, find a worthy life partner, get them married, and spend your old days playing with grandchildren. Where else in the world such a family culture exists, my friend, other than in India? That's why India is to be revered, is to be worshipped. Okay, that's one of my experiences I just shared with you. Then great Indian legacy, Subrata Roy Sahara. Today he is in jail for wrong reasons. Otherwise, he built he built a corporate house that went on into the Limca Book of Records as the single largest family. This Subrata Roy Sahara, industrialist, when he was a school boy, maybe 5, 6 year old boy, one day his father was a teacher, I believe. So he was living in a middle class family. When Subrata Roy Sahara was a small boy, one day he was yelling and screaming in the house. His father came from inside running. What happened? What happened? This boy is showing an accusing finger at Dhobi and he says, look at him. He hasn't ironed my shirt properly. His father got very wild, very angry. Not at Dhobi, at his son. He asked his son, do you know how to iron your own shirt? No, I don't know. When you don't know yourself how to iron your own shirt, you have no right to shout at him. Moreover, he is an elderly person. Fall at his feet and say sorry. How many parents guide their children like this? Subrata Roy Sahara, in his autobiography, he says, that was the turning point in my life. Later on, in his corporate house, he came up with a logo. What is that? Slogan, tagline. If we show affection to youngsters, we command respect. And if we show respect to elders, we command affection. What a way to teach everyone. Friends, these are certain anecdotes that make us, our heart pure. We should make our life, we should purify our thoughts and then make our life sublime only through the words of wisdom from philosophers and great thinking people. Our Madhura Chenna, Uttara Karnatakada ಕವಿ, ಆ ಕವಿಯು ಇದೇ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದಾನೆ, ಬರುವುದೇ ನುಂಟೊಮ್ಮೆ ಬರುವ ಕಾಲಕ್ಕೆ ಬಹುದು ಬಯಕೆ ಬರುವುದರ ಕಣ್ಸನ್ನೆ. ಹಾಗೆ we should always have hopes, that ambition, that desire to acquire, the willingness to work hard to achieve that goal. So these are certain words that makes us feel happy. It's the possibility of having a dream come true that makes life interesting, says Paulo Coelho, alchemist. Yes. Okay, friends, I'll go fast. How much time? Okay, I'll take only 2-3 minutes. I'll show you the visuals. You will be so thrilled, I tell you. See, look at these pictures. It will make you happy. This was called as Bharat Mata by someone. It was on email long back. It is giving protection to its babies. And share with others. It will yield happiness. Have happiness, good friends. This is what, if you have good friends, you will feel so happy. And go out and watch nature. Nature is so beautiful outside, changing shades. Look at this chameleon, I call it comedian. In our coastal Karnataka, we have Yakshagana character, just like that. Nature offers so much for us. This is our house. At the entrance, we have these, mini garden that keeps us so happy looking at the greenery. And then children should be allowed to play in the field with friends. They should not be kept inside the four walls. That's how the children will develop. See, children are the God send happiness. So we should spend time with children, and that gives us so much happiness. And you should have pets. Size doesn't matter. And you know this story, how as a cub he had brought it up in his house. When it grew to adulthood, forest department forcefully abandoned it in the wilderness in Australia, and he wanted to go and see the that big cat. And when he goes and gives out a call, that tiger comes running and hugs him. See, this is the emotions. It is there among animals also. Look at the friendship. So friends, these are, if you are happy with optimism, life satisfaction, you will be not having risk of heart attacks, say doctors. Positive thinking only will lead to happiness, my friends. Success comes from happiness, not the other way around. Happier people deal better with hardships. Such people bounce back quickly from setbacks. Okay. See, these are, I will end my talk with these 25 points that makes us happy. These are in the lighter sense, lighter way. I have made a list of things that makes us happy. Finding 2000 rupee notes in old pants, you will feel so happy. Going on a holiday, buying a car for the first time, getting a nice message from a loved one, getting a thank you card in the post, listening to, that's bygone days, listening to your favorite song, seeing an old friend, going out for a picnic, getting promoted, romantic night out, hearing a song that reminds you of your past, looking back at old photos, making a new friend, getting a quiet moment to yourself, trekking into the woods, hearing a baby laugh, waking up on Sunday morning and to realize it's a holiday, eating sweets, praise from your boss, someone telling you you have lost weight, children doing well at school, swimming in the sea, eating our favorite food, getting into the bed with freshly washed bed sheets by your mother, if you are not married, by your wife, if you are married. You know, the freshly laid bed sheet on the bed will give you sleep in no time the moment you hit the pillow. Okay, friends, all that we need to possess with us is this love to share happiness. All we need is, we should, life is all about three things: winning, losing, and sharing. Winning friends, losing bad habits, sharing happiness. That way, we can be rest assured that we will have wonderful life. In that, we will not only be successful, we will be happy. Thank you. Thank you very much. I wanted to show some of the things. I think it's time. I have this hobby of portrait sketching, my passionate hobby. My professor, Dr. Mohan Joseph, is retired now. And then Norwegian university girl, I have drawn her portrait. And then Iranian student who studied in our college in Bangalore, Dr. Rajkumar's portrait I have drawn. I have got his autograph at the bottom. I met him and I got his autograph. I had the good fortune of meeting Mr. Bill Clinton in US way back in 95 when he was president. It was by sheer luck. It's a long story. I don't want to tell. This is the one I had the good fortune of having lunch on with Prince Charles at the British High Commission in New Delhi. And these are, I draw portraits of even air hostesses. When I get a chance, they oblige, I draw the portrait like this. This was the photo I got in Canada where I went. This is the largest tuna fish in the world. I used this to ask questions to our students in Fisheries College. That is a physiological question. I want to avoid that. Okay, in the end, friends, I just would like to say 4 lines. Friends, I want to bring you the very best wishes possibly you have never heard before. Friends, आप सबको इस शुभ दिन की शुभकामनाएं. आपको चंद्रगुप्त की शक्ति, मीरा की भक्ति, गांधी जी की अहिंसा, इंडिया की परंपरा, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट की शेयर, रुपयों की धैर्य, टाटा की सेंसस, अंबानी की लाइसेंसेस, बिरला का बांग्ला, धलेर का बांगड़ा, रजनीकांत का स्टाइल, माधुरी की स्माइल, डॉक्टर राजकुमार की पर्सनालिटी, रतन टाटा की पॉपुलैरिटी, वर्ल्ड टूर का टिकट, तेंदुलकर का विकेट, मर्सिडीज का कार, डायमंड का हार, और लोगों का ढेर सारा प्यार प्राप्त हो. भगवान से यही मेरी प्रार्थना. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for your patient listening. Thank you. I must have taken more time. Apologies.
It's okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful session. We are indeed very motivated by your talk.
Thank you.
I have a few questions in our chat box. We'll just go through the Q&A session for 5 minutes. First question is, people are running behind money at the cost of happiness. What's your advice for such people, such kind of people?
Yes. Going after money alone will one day land you in trouble. Money alone will not give you happiness. Well, money is required, but it should be obtained through a just mode. Through corrupt mode, if you accumulate wealth, it is going to ruin your peace of mind. So don't be after the money, but acquire money through just means, through hard earned money, that is through your sweat, then it is having the value. Thank you.
Our second question: how can we balance personal life and professional life?
You know, whoever asks me, do you have time for our meeting? I say, I will never say I don't have time. Any function, yes, I will come, because it is in our hands. We can always carve, our 24 hours time, little bit for such socializing, sharing of knowledge, sharing of happiness, and learning. When we go out only, we begin to learn new things. Being at home, you cannot learn. Of course, internet is there, but you should go out and mingle with the society. One should always find time. Those who say I don't have time, I don't agree with them. Thank you.
Next question: suggest some good motivational books.
Okay, Dale Carnegie's books you must read. And then, of course, there are autobiographies. Mahatma Gandhi's, Jawaharlal Nehru's. If you read these, you will come to know how the freedom struggle was. And you should read the volumes that were published by the Jawaharlal Nehru, letters to his daughter. And those letters that he wrote to his daughter, exposes the whole world of it to us. And likewise, personality development books are there, very many. You should find time to read them. Okay, thank you. I love to read autobiographies. Here and there, I won't get time. And books on philosophers' life, they reveal very interesting, hidden knowledge. Thank you.
There are a few more questions, sir. We will just wind up the session.
No
with the
problem.
last
You please
question.
ask me.
With last question.
Yeah.
Your suggestion to students in managing studies and extracurricular activities.
Yes, I would like to give suggestion to the college authorities. College authority should form student clubs. Of course, this is nothing new. I know St. Joseph College, in engineering college in Mangalore, already they have numerous clubs. At our College of Fisheries, Mangalore, perhaps the first college in Mangalore, other than NITK, to have intercollegiate cultural, literary, and fine arts competitions for 3 days. We used to call Fishco Festival. It happens even now, annual feature. I'll give you this small example how a student can blossom, improve his personality and leadership quality. In the college, when you form these different clubs, adventurous club, then a literary club, then fine arts club, and then sports and various other clubs, where there can be membership drive. And in Mangalore Fisheries College, when we hold Fishco Festival, we form so many, dozens of committees, and we involve every student in one committee or the other. Every class is represented, and responsibilities are assigned to them. It's the beauty of the management of such a mega festival event. For 3 days, 2,000 students gather. Food court is taken care of by one committee, transportation by one committee, prizes, and then judges committee, and then all like this. Different committees are formed, and every student takes part, starting from sweeping the platform of the auditorium, and then decoration of the auditorium, You give the freedom to the students, they come out with their creativity. In our Bangalore Fisheries College, we have seen so many great talents, and we have so many IAS officers who have come out. Our senior Dr. S. Ayappan, he went on to become Director General of Indian Council of Agriculture Research and Secretary to Ministry of Agriculture. The entire country he was administering. We felt very proud that all our graduates, they developed those personalities, leadership qualities. In Sanskrit, there is one shloka, it says, Naganasyagrato gachet siddhe karye samampalam yadi karya vipatti syat mukharastatra hanyate. That means, shloka says, don't go as a leader, but if you are selected, if you have chosen to be the leader, be reminded that if the mission is successful, the fruits of labor is shared by all. Whereas if it is a failure, only the leader will be accused for the failure. Be prepared if you want to go as a leader. Of course, we should take that bold step. I want to be the leader. So we must inculcate these qualities and wait and see. Every student coming out of every college, they come out to be a worthy Indian citizen for the great future of our country. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I hope all the questions were perfectly answered. We will end the session now. Thank you for your time, sir.
Okay, thank you. I did not see how many participants were there.
There were around 50 to 50 plus participants.
Okay, fine. Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity. Okay.
Thank you, sir. We will end the session now.
Okay.